When Buddhism was offered to me, I was in a major world of stress. And people would say, why do you stay in this environment, in this situation? And my answer was, I have no way of getting out of this situation at the moment. And then finally someone came, why don't you try chanting? What's chanting? Well, it helps you to remove obstacles. Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, give me the strength and the knowledge to how to go forward and pass this time in my life. And also I moved on to getting to that place inside of me that helps me make right decisions, helps me live a more peaceful and happy life. It's so far behind me that I don't even think about, I got my revenge, I got my way. What I did get was, I got my dream.
Well, I believe in reincarnation. I believe in harmony. And I think that life should be based on helping others to live a happy and sort of secure life in whatever way it can be given.
I'm totally spiritual, and my mind is totally into that. Like things like the encounter of the third kind. I'm so there. I mean, so much into the energy of the body and who this soul and this spirit really is, and getting to know all of that. That's the me that I really am. That's where my mind, and it's like looking into my eyes sometimes saying, who are you after life? Who is that person?
You know who you are is in your eyes? And I bet you never looked in a mirror like that, did you?
At once. Yes.
That's what it is, because you can't sit still and allow them to see you. You know, someone is taking a picture. When you take a picture of someone, you take a picture of their soul some kind of way. It's said. We don't know where our soul is. It's in there. It's all a part of the mystery of our bodies. We don't know where our soul is or where it comes from, but it definitely touches the human being itself, whatever I'm made of. And those words, yes, it touches, it works. It's a wonderful experience to have it and to hold it. There are some things in people's lives that can't be explained, and I think that's what it has come to at a time like this. It just means that some people have certain lives to lead. They lead it and they go on, and other people are a little bit baffled by the whole thing in some kind of way.
I tell you something I learned. Charm and harmony can change the negative into the positive. And that's how I changed it, through love and through getting things done, not from power, but just from love.
My religious beliefs changed for me in about 10 years ago. Before that, I had dreams. When I was a little girl in the South, roaming through the fields and in the cotton fields, I wanted to be where I am now. I wanted to act, I wanted to sing on stage, I wanted to do those things.
I've been practicing Buddhism for about 10 years now. Baptist was given to me through my family. My family was, on my father's side, was basically old church Baptist people. And so I think Buddhism was something that I chose as the woman I am now, something that I could relate to, and something that was not decided for me by my parents.
And there was a girl working at the recording studio that was talking about it, and she told me about it, and I decided to test it to see.
Her name was Valerie Bishop. I don't know where I found her. She was a chanter.
It's chanting. I'm a Buddhist now. And when you chant, Anna, you can see things clearly. It's like life's mirror.
I checked it first to see how does this work? It was mysterious to me as well. And after practicing, keeping the Lord's Prayer on the side and doing a few minutes of this mystic law, I found something changed inside of me.
Things that made sense to me was that the life doesn't stop. The soul, the spirit goes on and on, lifetime after lifetime. So it's why a lot of this life of mine made sense to me, because it was sort of leftovers from other causes, from other lifetimes.
The load of the pressure of my life started to lift. I started to become happy. And then slowly, the thoughts came to me of what to do to change my life.
It's very difficult for some people to relate to, but it's okay, because it was easy for me to relate to and easy for me to go on with my life because of that.
So it's no blame you put on anyone except yourself. So that was what my practice, and is what my practice is basically about.
Buddhism was a way out, and it changed your attitude towards the situation that you're in. The more you chant, the more you become liberated mentally.
I don't think a lot of people realize how important food for the mind is. They don't understand how important meditation or prayer is. You see, I never stopped.
The mantra is Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo. That is the mystical law of the universe, making you be able to manifest the things you want in your life.
Well, that's what the practice does for me. It helps me not to be upset easily. It helps me to deal with situations on a different level because I think differently about it. I don't get upset as easily. Yes, I still get upset because I'm only human. I had no reason to think that my life would become what the book and the movie did, which gave people hope, to let them know to just stay with what you want and do something about it. Some people say, I was told that I could get things, whether it's a car or a house, which some people need help in that way. Well, of course, because you change an old style of thinking, which is not very smart, that blocks you from getting where you want to get. But once you start putting words in, the same words, it's like typing in good thoughts. You type it in and you get a whole rollout of good thoughts. Your brain is thinking good thoughts. Your mind is constantly rolling and saying good things. So you think differently, which helps you to get to where you want to get your car, your house, and to feel good. It's really very important what you say, what you think, how often you say it. Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo. Ring the bell, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo. And if you do it long enough, you become less stressed. My attitude about getting old is that I look forward to it because I think I'm going to become another kind of strength. I think with nearing 50 now, the way that I feel, my goodness, I think at 80 it should be just really another whole way of life, and as good, but in a different way. I plan to make as much out of my later years as I've made out of the earlier ones. I'm not giving up on life. As long as I'm alive, I'm going to enjoy every aspect of it. There was a lot of strength needed. I think it was a lot of prayer. I was Baptist before I became Buddhist, and I never stopped one before the other, overlinked, so to speak. So there was always meditation to help me mentally, to get through it all, to help me to be as strong as I could. It takes a lot to get through those kind of situations, but it's not magic. It's the practice itself is more mystic, but not magic. But I tell you, when you're in trouble and you really seek help, you don't get it, you test it and you think, my goodness, something works here. I'm at peace with myself. I can say that. I think I'm over most of my karma, and my life is rolling very harmoniously, and days of happiness. Happiness is not something that's every day, it's spurts of it, which makes it even more wonderful when it comes, My life is good. I can't think of a thing at the moment that I really want to do. If I never did another thing at this time, I'm all right. Which I'm sure there are some other things that I will do because of this newfound feeling that I have within me.
We are all born with gifts. Some of us have more than one. What I do best is singing and dancing. But I never thought as I was correcting my life that I would be recognized for it. And my achievement is what I achieved after all of that ugly life. How I achieved it is my mind was clear. No drugs, no alcohol.
I see people in the front row of my concerts. They're not jumping, singing like the young. They're sitting there watching me, looking at the energy of my emotions inside coming through. And sometimes I wonder, what is it that I'm doing that make them look? Is it stardom? Is it something? And I receive letters explaining that is what they got. They really got the inner part of me, the inside of me, from wherever it comes. So it's almost magical.
My family life had been very tough. You know, I was raised without my mother or father, and so it was an old pattern of always being frustrated, and I became very strong from it. And I just had an inside instinct of staying jolly about the whole thing. I laughed a lot. Sometimes I wonder, or I think I'm silly, but I think it was a saving device or something psychologically, because when everything is so dark, you have to find some way to make the light. And so, coming from a childhood and out of that almost same kind of existence, I stepped into the life of Ike, but I did see a tunnel, but there was no light, but I felt that there could possibly be a light at the end of the tunnel, because I had so many dreams, and I felt that, why did I have these things in my head if maybe that wasn't where I was going? I had a dream. I did. I was always thinking ahead, always dreaming.